Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is JaaackJack and I would love to invite you to hit that red subscribe button to officially become part of the Little Flower family. So I am currently in the middle of getting ready. I've already done my brows and my eyes, but before I do my face, I wanted to jump on camera and do a little intro for you guys because today I am going to be doing a first impression review on the Urban Decay All-Nighter Waterproof Full Coverage Concealer. This is not like a super new product. This has been out for a while, but I have not had a chance to go out and get it and try it out. So I picked it up and you guys saw it in my recent haul that I did and you guys were interested in seeing a first impression, so that is what I'm doing today. I did pick up two shades. I got medium light neutral and light neutral because like I mentioned in my haul, I swatched them on my hand and I felt like on my hand it kind of oxidized once it set and it got a tiny bit darker, so that's why I was like a little nervous, so I went and got the lighter one as well. But this concealer, it's a 24-hour wear matte finish oil-free concealer. It says on the packaging, our waterproof concealer provides full coverage that lasts all day and all night. Cover your most scandalous flaws. I don't really like how they said that, scandalous flaws. Cover your most scandalous flaws for a perfectly blown out effect. Our ultra pigmented formula controls shine and masks imperfection, including dark circles, for 24 hours. That's a pretty big claim. And the beautiful modern matte finish never looks overdone. So I'm interested to try it out. It does say on the website that they increase the pigment of this concealer. It says, this long-lasting formula provides much higher coverage than the Naked Skin concealer. We increase the pigment level by 73%. And I did swatch the Naked Skin concealer on my hand as well, and I can agree with that. Like, it seems like the pigment is a lot stronger on the all-nighter concealer, so I'm super excited to try it out. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys what I think like as I'm applying it onto my skin, and then I'll do checkups with you throughout the day to see how it's lasting, and then I will end the video showing you guys what I think at the end of the night before I remove it. So if you are interested in seeing this first impression, then just keep on watching. To prep my skin, I'm taking the Derma E Rejuvenating Face Oil. I love using face oils, especially because I have dry skin. I always do this step before I apply any makeup. So I'm just going to apply this onto my skin, and I'll let this set into my skin for a few minutes before I move into my primer. So for my primer and foundation, I wanted to use products that I'm already familiar with. So these are the controlled variables in this first impression. So that way I can really tell how the concealer is holding on. So for the primer, I'm taking the Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. And I like taking this just on my hands and applying it right to my face. And for foundation, I'm taking the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. This is in the shade Warm Nude. And I like applying this with my e.l.f. makeup sponge because this is like the best sponge in the entire world. So I'm just going to put a few pumps on there and then go ahead and bounce this product into my skin. Okay, so now that I have my foundation on, we can move into the concealer. So I think I want to start by using the light, medium, neutral first. So this is the darker one of the two, but this looks like the color that would typically be my shade. So, and if it does oxidize, I'll be able to show you guys that on camera. So here is what the packaging looks like. I think it's really cool. You can't really see the shade all that well through this packaging, but I think it's okay. It looks really cool and edgy, and I feel like Urban Decay always has really cool packaging, so pretty spot on with the brand. So it has a doe foot sponge applicator, and I'm just going to take this and go ahead and apply it where I normally apply my concealer. So under my eyes like that. Maybe I should do one side first, huh? I always get my forehead like this, and then my nose. And then I like going right here. I do have some little acne scars right here. And then I just drag it back up. Okay. First impression, I wish the applicator was a tiny bit bigger. It's a little small. I really like the Tarte Shape Tape concealer applicator because the sponge is just so big, so you can apply a bunch. But maybe you're not supposed to use that much with this. I did read on the website a little goes a long way, so maybe that's why the sponge applicator is so little. But let's go ahead and take the sponge and blend this out and see how it does. So far it's looking really good. That was really nice actually. Comparing it to like the Tarte Shape Tape, I feel like you have to work just a little more with this to blend it out because it's a little bit thicker. It's not as like smooth and creamy as like the Tarte Shape Tape. See, like I bounced the sponge on my lip, but you can still see the concealer marked right there. I don't see a huge difference side by side. Do you guys? I felt like Dora the Explorer just now. Do you guys see a difference between each side? No, but legit, I really don't see a huge difference. I want to try adding a little bit more. I hope I don't regret this, but I just feel like it's not, like, especially looking at my under eye area, not that I have dark circles, but like it doesn't look as bright as I would like it to look. And I can still see my acne scar right here. I think the finish looks beautiful on the skin though. Like I can see the finish and it looks really nice on the skin. Okay, I think I like that a little bit more. Can you guys see the contrast a little bit better now between this side and this side? I feel like my under eye area just looks a lot brighter now. I feel like I need to set this pretty quickly though because I'm already getting creasing right here. I forgot to get my powder. One moment. Okay, so before I work on the next side, I'm going to take my powder. This is the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. One of my favorite powders, and I just love how this looks on the skin, and I'm very familiar with it, so I feel like this is another controlled variable in this first impression. So I'm going to take my sponge and the powder and then set my skin, especially under the eyes. I like to set it with a sponge, and then the rest of my face I just use a like a fluffy foundation brush. But since I get creasing under the eyes, I definitely want to set under here. I got a little bit of the powder in my mouth. It tastes so good. And then for the rest of my face, I just pick up whatever was left on the cap. And then I buff it into the skin, sweep away what I put under the eyes. I feel like my under eye just doesn't look as bright. I feel like maybe it is getting a little bit darker, especially after putting that powder on. Maybe with the other side, I'll use light neutral, just so I can really see these side by side. Because maybe the medium light was just too dark for me. Yeah, as I'm applying it, I can definitely tell that it's a lot thicker and not as like smooth as the Tarte Shape Tape. And sorry I keep comparing it to the Tarte Shape Tape, that's just my favorite concealer. And so I feel like any concealer I try, I'm always going to compare it to that one. See, I feel like I like this shade better. I think this is going to be the shade that I use. I like this light one a lot. I'm going to take my powder and go ahead and set it the same way I did on the previous side. Okay, so just right off the bat, quick first impression. I feel like the light shade was definitely more of my cup of tea. I think that shade flatters me a lot more, and I know it's hard to tell now once I like put the powder on top of it, but I definitely like the light one a lot more. I feel like after applying the light medium, I think it gets like a little bit darker. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like it gets a tiny bit darker, and then it defeats the purpose of brightening up my face. So I feel like moving on, if I'm going to keep using this concealer, I'm going to use the light shade. One thing I am noticing that I am not liking at all, And I kind of mentioned this earlier, how the consistency feels a lot thicker and drier compared to the Tarte Shape Tape, which is a little more hydrating. This feels a little drier, so it's kind of like bringing out my fine lines and wrinkles in my face, which is not a cute look. I feel like from far away it's not a big deal, but looking like in a mirror up close, I can really see like my fine lines, especially on the forehead, because that's where I have a lot of fine lines on my forehead because I'm so expressive. But like, I feel like the concealer definitely is bringing those fine lines forward, which is kind of weird. So really quickly off the bat, I feel like the concealer might be a little bit too drying for my skin type, but I'm gonna finish up the rest of my face and then I'll keep you guys posted throughout the rest of the day. Here is what my makeup looks like today, and I feel like the concealer honestly looks so flawless. Like my under eye area, that's really where I'm like focusing. My under eye area really looks so like flawless, but like I said, when you look up close you can see those fine lines, which is a little bit of a downfall, but that just might be my skin texture, my skin type. The coverage I think is really good. My little acne scar I have right here is still peeking through, and you saw that I added 2 layers of concealer on that, so that's a little weird. But anyways, I will check in with you guys in a few hours to show you guys what the concealer is looking like, how it's holding up, and if I've noticed any changes or if it oxidizes, anything like that, I will let you guys know. So I'll see you guys then. So I'm here on my vlog camera to share with you guys an update. It has been a few hours now, and yes, I do have to wear my glasses throughout the day, so any little smudges from my glasses, we're just gonna ignore that. But I have to say the concealer actually looks really good. Like the area under my eye looks flawless. I'm just like noticing every time I look in the mirror, like the under eye area just looks so perfect. Like the coverage is so good under my eyes. When you look up close, you can see those fine lines kind of peeking out, and I do feel like when I go like this with my eyes, I can feel it like it's a little heavy. So far I feel like the concealer is doing a really good job. You can kind of see my blemishes here on the side, but it's still covered up decent. It's like a decent amount of coverage right here, but under the eyes I'm really impressed. Hey guys, I am in a bathroom right now because I'm at a friend's house, but let me take my glasses off, see if there's any smudges for my glasses. But overall, I feel like the concealer held up really well. The coverage is still there under my eyes, and I really do like it. Even right here, it doesn't look bad. Like, yes, I mentioned earlier how you can still slightly see my acne scars right here, but honestly, it's not that noticeable. I'm really happy with this concealer. Other than the fact that it is a little drying for me. I feel like if you have oily skin or normal skin, I think this concealer is going to be amazing on you. If you do have dry skin like I do, I would just be cautious of that it will like kind of show those fine lines a little more. It does feel a little heavy, but the lasting power is pretty good. So pretty happy with that. Okay, so this is my final check-in. It is the end of the night and I've been wearing this all day. My makeup is honestly feeling a little bit expired. You know, at the end of the day when your makeup just feels gross and you can't wait to get it off, that's kind of what I'm feeling right now, to be honest. But I wanted to give you my... Oh, I just realized I'm chewing gum. How rude. But I wanted to go ahead and end off this video with my final thoughts on the concealer. And I feel like the longevity, like the lasting power of this concealer is so spot on. I didn't test it for a full 24 hours obviously, but you can see how it definitely held up like under my eyes and my blemish. Like I said, you can kind of still see my acne scar, but it's still covered up. And as far as the shades, because I did use a different shade on each side, I don't think you can really tell, to be honest, but I would go with the lighter one just because I feel like while I was applying it, it just looked a lot better. Something I did notice, remember how while I was applying, I put 2 layers of concealer here and only 1 layer of concealer here? I can actually see the difference, how this side of my under eye looks brighter, and this one, the darkness is kind of peeking through a little bit. Again, it's not like a big difference, like you can kind of see for yourself. It's not a huge difference, but minus my fine lines, I feel like my makeup, even though it feels really gross and expired right now, it looks pretty flawless still. Like, I'm pretty impressed. So I am definitely going to continue using this, and I'll keep you guys updated maybe in like a monthly favorites / not so favorites video. Maybe I'll let you guys know if my thoughts have changed at all on this product, but so far I like it. On a scale from 1 to Tarte Shape Tape, which is like the all-time favorite, my holy grail, like nothing beats that one. So on a scale of 1 to Tarte Shape Tape, I would say this is about an 8. So I actually do really like it a lot, but it's definitely not Tarte Shape Tape level, you know what I mean? Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this first impression review. If you guys want to see more first impressions, let me know in the comments below. There's actually a handful of products that I want to try out and pick up and do first impressions on. It's just I don't know which one I should do first. So maybe I'll have a little poll here or in the comments. So check out the comments or check out the poll here, whichever one I do, and cast your vote on which product you guys would like me to do a first impression on next. And I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you have a magical and blessed day. Bye!